yeah. Is it Tuesday already? Do we have to predict another episode of... Oh, wait. What? The Bad Batch is over? The Bad Batch is... There's no prediction stream today? What? 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 The Bad Batch ended last week? Oh no, this is the first Tuesday in many, many moons. It's got to be at least 12 weeks, right? First Tuesday in at least 12 weeks that we aren't predicting the next episode of The Bad Batch today. How could they possibly end the show like that? Are you kidding me? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? I get it. We're not predicting another episode of The Bad Batch today. It is depressing. I understand. But we do have a lot to get into today, as the Acolyte trailer over the weekend is still blowing people's minds. Who's under that mask? We're going to break it all down. We're going to come up with our best prediction for you, and I got a pretty good theory, if I do say so myself, that we'll get into in just a little bit. We also have a bunch of announcements and news from over the weekend, from May the 4th, from Revenge of the 6th, that we got a lot to get into. We got a new trailer for a possible what if you even want to call it that, what if series from Star Wars. It's this Lego thing that we'll get into it. We got a lot to go into, a lot. There was a ton of announcements this weekend, a ton of news, a ton of whatever you want to call it. So we got a lot to get into, even though we don't have a Bad Batch episode. I was actually pretty, just depressed sitting here, looking for some news to talk about today, even though we already have so much. And what I stumbled upon, like one of the first things I stumbled upon when I opened up Twitter was this. Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Was this. What the... was this. It is Kiner Music. He tweeted out, "Happy Bad Batch Eve, everyone." This is just mean. This is just mean. Honestly, you ask me, this is mean. Is this supposed to be Crosshair because he's got the toothpick in his mouth? Like, I don't know. I thought it was mean. Regardless, I don't care. Okay. It's Revenge of the 5th. Return of the 5th, Revenge of the 6th. Okay. All right, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon? Let's say hi to everybody. Mando United, what's up? Abby, what is up? Jeannie from Tahini in the house. Cat's Paw, what's up? Chris, how we doing? Skywalker Academy. E. Shadow. Navarro. Fearless, this is the way. Jacob, what's up? Master Beckham. Jesse. Rose. Fearless. Ben. Starship 66. Brandon Baker. Hebe King. Coslit FV or FV. I was right the first time. I think I hit everybody. If I didn't hit you, yell at me in the chat. Oh, Kyle in the house. B-Man, what is up? Okay. All right. The toothpick gave it away. Yeah, okay. Daniel, what's up? Okay. Let's just do a hello there to everybody. Why not?
Hello there.
Okay, so this is not funny. I know, right? Okay, let's dive into... Which should we start with? The Acolyte? I feel like the Acolyte will be the main topic of discussion, so I feel like we should start with the other news first. What do we think? Let's pull it up, actually. We got a new trailer for what seems to be a What If Lego series that we should watch. And yeah, if you guys haven't smashed a like yet, then let's do that first. Okay, let's start up this poll. What should we cover first? Oh, that's not how you spell we. We cover first. The Acolyte. The Acolyte or Lego What If series. Those are your two options. We do have other news to get to, but those are your two options to start. I don't know what we want to start with, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Start with the news. Well, it's all news. It's all news. What do you want to start with? What should we start with today? Got my Ahsoka mug back out. We're doing great today. Right off the bat, oh wow, 69%, nice. Say Lego What If series. Okay, we can start with that. Can we talk about the George Lucas news? What George Lucas news? Oh, the one that he's coming back? I thought we talked about that already on stream. Did we not? All right, it seems like most of you want to start with the Lego What If series. We're going to talk the majority of the show about the Acolyte, but I want to just start with this stuff so we can get it kind of over and done with. Not that it's not important, but it's just so far away. It's not until September, and the Acolyte is in less than a month, so we'll have to talk about kind of both. Abby says, did you like the blue milk? I did like the blue milk. It tasted a lot just like milk, just it was blue, but I got the blue milk from Galaxy's Edge a few months ago, and that was very different tasting, and I actually did not like that one, but yeah. Okay, let's dive into this first then. Okay, so over the weekend, on May the 4th, I believe. Nope, it was yesterday. On May 6th. So yesterday, we got this trailer and announcement for a new Star Wars show. And to many people's surprise, it is a Lego animated series, and it's a what-if show with Darth Jar Jar. So let's just kind of get into this. We'll read this. We'll watch the trailer. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. I did not expect this in the slightest. Darth Jar Jar, like, who, what? So let's read this first, and then we'll watch the trailer. The trailer is actually pretty cool, but let's get into this. So get ready for Darth Jar Jar TIE Wings, which are TIE Fighter X-Wings, and more in LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. It is arriving on September 13th, so it's not till the fall. That's why we're not going to spend too much time on it today. But regardless, the Star Wars Galaxy is getting shaken up in a whole new way. StarWars.com is thrilled to announce that LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, a 4-piece... get it? 4-part animated series coming to Disney Plus on September 13th. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, jeez, easy for me to say, is the entire Star Wars galaxy getting completely mixed up when an ordinary nerf herder named Siggs Greebling, okay, unearths a powerful artifact called the Cornerstone from a hidden Jedi temple. Hilarious. Okay. He finds himself thrusted into adventure in a new, wondrously wild and twisted version of the galaxy where good guys are bad and bad guys are good. And the fate all depends on Sig becoming the hero and putting all the pieces back together. Here's the trailer. All right, so let's watch this trailer. I actually have it pulled up over here first, so let's do it here. It almost has 1 million views, by the way, in its first day, which is pretty wild for a Lego Star Wars trailer. So let's watch this. Okay.
Space. Time. It's falling apart. The building blocks of the galaxy are getting mixed up. This doesn't make any sense. Worlds will change. People will change in ways we cannot possibly imagine.
I don't love that.
This is wild! X-Wing TIE Fighters? Ewok bounty hunters?
What?
Misa going to hurt you, sir.
Darth Jar Jar?
Okay. Hang on.
This is where the fun begins.
I don't know whether or not to take this serious or not. This is a Lego. This is a Lego Star Wars sort of what-if type of series where the whole galaxy gets flipped around. Good is evil, evil is good. I don't know what this is, but Yusa, what did he say? Misa, what did he say? Misa going to hurt Yusa. Might be the greatest line in all of Star Wars from now on. Let's take a look at that again.
Misa going to hurt you, sir.
Darth Jar Jar?
I mean, that's so good. Okay, so the gist of it is everything changes. So we got AT-ATs turning into the rebellion right there.
People will change.
You got Ewoks turning into bounty hunters.
In ways we cannot possibly.
This is the Battle of Geonosis, where Obi-Wan and Anakin are fighting with lightsabers, and then the Geonosians turn into Jedi.
We cannot possibly imagine.
Jedi Bob. Everybody knows. Give me a 1 into the chat if you know who Jedi Bob is. What do we think? Do you know who Jedi Bob is?
I don't love that.
And it looks like we got clone troopers here who are supposed to be the good guys, now the bad guys, flying in TIE wings, TIE X-wings.
This is wild! X-Wing TIE fighters?
They're on Mustafar too with Vader's castle. I don't really know how the time works in this. These are all over the place.
Ewok bounty hunters?
And then the Millennium Falcon is all pimped out in black and red. It looks pretty swaggy. And guess who's flying? Darth Jar Jar is flying the all black and red Millennium Falcon. That's pretty funny. That's pretty damn funny if I do say so myself. So, let me ask you guys, are you excited for this? I don't really know what to think here. This doesn't come out till September, so we're very, very far away from this. But is this like something that excites you? I really don't know. It's funny as hell. Darth Jar Jar, Misa going to kill Yusa, or Misa going to hurt Yusa. That's pretty funny. I don't know. Are we excited for that? Are you going to go watch that when it comes out? What's the deal? What's the deal, chat? Extremely excited? Looks good? Okay. Got some hype. I don't know. It sounds pretty goofy to me. It's kind of like a what if series in a way. Sort of, so to speak. It's what if, getting away with what if without doing what if in Star Wars almost. It's like their own sort of take on what if, I guess. Because what if in Star Wars fans have always wanted a what if series. Let's not get it wrong here. Star Wars fans always want what ifs. Star Wars YouTubers mostly make the what ifs. I don't really make much of them. I do want to make more. But regardless, what ifs usually just exist in the Star Wars fandom. And that's okay and that's cool. But many people have wanted Disney, Lucasfilm, whomever, to make a what if series on Disney Plus or wherever for Star Wars. And this is kind of that, I guess. I really don't even know. I don't understand it. I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out. It looks funny. It looks fun. It looks like a nice, fun time, I guess. Darth Jar Jar, sign me up. I mean, come on. Darth Jar Jar lives. What's up, Freak Zeke? Stingray in the house. I'm going to binge this. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do a watch party for that one. 100%. Hopefully it doesn't come out at 3 in the morning. But, I mean, I hope it's good. Why not? If we're going to do what if in Star Wars, why not make it some random fake universe in Lego? Why not? We could do some pretty fun stuff there, too. Get Darth Jar Jar in there. Get, like, what if Anakin didn't fall to the dark side in there. Get, it, like, all these different what ifs that exist in the Star Wars galaxy. Why not? Why not? I still would like to see an animated what if, though. I honestly still don't know. Give me a 1 into the chat if you want an animated what if series, like full-on what if series, animated style of Clone Wars. Give me a 1 if you're like, yes. Give me a 2 if you're like, no. And I'm actually a no on this, and here's why. I like the fact that Star Wars YouTubers and other people, the fandom, get to make the what ifs. I think Disney themselves, as I see a shit ton of 1s coming in right now, let me explain why I'm a 2. Disney themselves has been making some pretty incredible content for Star Wars canon lately. From The Bad Batch Season 3 to Ahsoka to Jedi Survivor to Jedi Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, The Mandalorian, like all that stuff is really, really good. I think they need to continue to focus on their canon material. They got a big, big list of content to come, from Skeleton Crew to The Acolyte to Andor Season 2 to Ahsoka Season 2 to a possible to the movies, obviously the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Dave Filoni's movie, a Rey movie, which they need to put a lot of time into to make it extremely good for fans to not lose their shit about, which they probably already are, and a Dawn of the Jedi movie. So there's a lot on their plate canon-wise that I want them to focus on a whole lot, like a whole lot. And I don't want them to be sort of taken away from that and put onto a what if series. Like, what ifs are cool in Star Wars. We like to speculate about them. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if Anakin didn't turn to the dark side? What if Qui-Gon Jinn didn't die? What if this? What if that? They're cool. But I would way rather see Lucasfilm themselves focus on the canon of Star Wars and have fans just talk about what ifs. That's just my thing. If you want to make this Lego show be a what if thing, that's cool with me too. But for me, I would way rather have them focus on the canon of Star Wars and leave the what ifs just to the fandom. Just why not? Because you got bigger and better things to focus on. There's way more canon content that needs to be told. We haven't even touched on the Old Republic. You're telling me that you want a what if show from Star Wars before you even touch the Old Republic in canon? That's crazy. That just sounds crazy to me. Sounds crazy to me. Crazy to me. Okay. But that's that. That is that. Okay? So let's go talk about The Acolyte. And yes, Abby, we will be doing watch parties for The Acolyte. And right now, The Acolyte is supposed to come out on a Tuesday. So I'm hoping it's the same Ahsoka schedule where it's Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to do a freaking watch party, even though they were a lot of fun. But yeah, The Acolyte will be having watch parties for sure, but they might be on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. instead of the Wednesdays at 3 a.m., which is nice. Nico, what's up? Says, hey, everybody. Been a while. I've been working, but figured I would tune in. Super excited for The Acolyte. Thanks, Nico. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's been a while. All right, let's talk about Acolyte, okay? So I'm going to end this poll here. End this poll. Now, let's talk Acolyte. We got a crazy trailer over the weekend, like absolutely wild trailer. And I want to ask you guys this, because I've seen so much division in the Star Wars fandom. I've never seen it like this before a series comes out. Before the series has even come out. We still have a month until this show starts, and the Star Wars fandom is so completely divided right now, from people who are hating on The Acolyte and people who are extremely excited for The Acolyte, and they are just at full-on war right now on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, and every comment section you look in about The Acolyte, there is a war going on. So I want to ask you guys this. Are you excited for The Acolyte? Simple and easy. Are you excited for The Acolyte? Yes or no? No maybe. But there is so much controversy already going on about a show that doesn't come out for another month. We haven't even seen the show, and people are fighting about it, which is absolutely wild. Your pal Joe says, the new trailer for The Acolyte got me really, really hyped. Oh, yeah. It got me hyped, too. Zap says, haters... Oh, shit. It just went away. Oh, haters haven't even seen the show, and they're going to hate on something, and they're going to hate on it. Yeah, I mean, it's what they do, you know? It's what they do. I'm going to give it a chance. I want to judge it. I'm a judge first kind of person. Yeah, exactly. How can you judge something when you haven't even seen it yet? My thing with The Acolyte is every trailer we've gotten so far has been absolute fire. Like, unbelievably cool. Brand new cast of Jedi that I'm extremely intrigued by. The cast is loaded, and it's action-packed. Lightsabers, the Force, possible mysterious Sith Lords. Like, that is Star Wars. I get it. People love all different types of Star Wars, this, that, the other thing. The thing that takes Star Wars and removes it from everything else, the reason it's so much bigger than everything else, is the Force and lightsabers. Whether you like it or not, that is what makes it different than Lord of the Rings, makes it different than Star Trek, makes it different than all these other big media whatevers. Lightsabers and the Force. That's it. Now, obviously, everything else is cool. Characters that aren't Force users, Jedi, Sith, whatever, bounty hunters, smugglers, they're all amazing. However, there's one thing that sets Star Wars apart from the rest, and that is lightsabers and the Force. And all I see is lightsabers and the Force in these Acolyte trailers, and it gets me so freaking hyped, not to mention this mysterious Sith Lord, which we will be talking about today. Senator Chris, what's up? Kit Fisto, how we doing? All right, let's dive into this. Let's dive into this trailer. But first, let me catch up on some chats, and then we'll watch the trailer. Okay, hang on. Let's see if everybody's excited for The Acolyte. Let's see it. Jacob says, pretty hyped, but also slightly worried about how they're going to conclude it. Yeah, so some people are worried about how they're going to not only show the Jedi, but this is a show about showing the downfall of the Jedi Order. Because by the time of the prequels, the Jedi are in shambles. It might not look that way, but Qui-Gon won't join the Council. Dooku doesn't want to join the Council. They're losing Jedi left and right. Dooku leaves the Order. Ahsoka leaves the Order. Like, people weren't leaving the Jedi Order before this. They realize that the Council's corrupt. They're stupid. They're dumb. They're allowing a Sith Lord in Palpatine to rise right up under their noses, and they don't even realize it. that Jedi is horrible. So we go from the peak of the Jedi in the High Republic to that Jedi in the prequel trilogy, and there has to be something in between that causes for this downfall, and that is the Acolyte show. That's the pitch. This is the downfall of the Jedi. So that makes me excited as well. Yeah. Pal Joe says, to be honest, before the new trailer, I was not that excited. But after this new one, it got me hooked. Okay, so yeah, I actually agree. I was excited for it, but this new trailer got me even more excited. So let's go take a look at it. Cole Rita says, I have hope that it will be good. A lot of stuff from the show on Earth seems great. What? On Earth? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Brandon says, I'm excited for the Acolyte. It's got me interested. True. Oh, the showrunner seems to get people concerned. I get you. Yeah. Of course, the Leslie Headland of it all, but we'll talk about that. Sir Gungi, what's up, Sir Gungi says, I feel like the hate for the show really isn't about the show, but outside stuff. Yes and no. Obviously, it's sort of a little bit of both, but the majority of it is the Leslie Headland of it all. Yes, I understand. But a lot of people aren't just referring to that. They're just saying that, again, they're showing the downfall of the Jedi. And some people who are very, very, very attached to the prequel trilogy and see those Jedi from the prequels as untouchables, as the end-all be-alls, as like the best Jedi, they don't want to sort of realize that they weren't. That's not what they were. And that's what sort of the Clone Wars is all about, is how the Jedi are failing. That's why Ahsoka leaves. That's why Anakin falls. That's why Palpatine rises. Like, all this is because the Jedi were just dumb. But nobody really wants to see that if you're a big prequel fan, and I am a big prequel fan, but I'm not like, those Jedi were the GOAT. No, not at all. Yeah. John says, I like the trailer for The Acolyte. I'm excited to watch the show next month. Me too. Cat's Paw says, the reviews are going to be interesting because those are the only thing of The Acolyte that I'm going to watch. That's crazy, Cat's Paw. You're not even going to watch the first episode to see for yourself? That's wild. But regardless, yes, the reviews are going to be absolutely insane. Whether this show is critically acclaimed or not is going to be very, very interesting. It'll show really how much power Disney has in those Rotten Tomatoes scores and all this other stuff, because obviously the fandom themselves is very split on this show already, as the first trailer for the show got more dislikes than it did likes, which was insane. But I wonder how the critics are going to sort of take that. And I know we don't really care about what the critics say. We want to judge it for ourselves, but it is an important piece of information, how the critics feel about the show. Yeah. Chris says, I believe some people are more hesitant on the fact that Leslie Headland is the showrunner. You're absolutely right. Leslie Headland is the end-all be-all. The reason that some people just can't even fathom watching this show or talking about this show or whatever that may be. But here's the thing. For me, Star Wars content is Star Wars content. I understand the whole Leslie Headland thing, and I'm not a big fan of her at all. But regardless, if the show is good, I really, that's all I care about. I'm here to talk about Star Wars content, and that is what we're talking about today. The content itself, the Acolyte trailer itself, and we're going to be trying to predict who the hell's under that mask. The other stuff, the politics of it all, honestly, don't care. Leave it out of it. Leave me out of it. I don't care. I want to talk about the Star Wars content itself and how excited I am for said content. Because the content itself, just pure and simple, the Acolyte show itself looks incredible. So let's watch this trailer, okay? I'll catch up on the rest of the chats after we watch the trailer. Let's watch the trailer. Should we watch the trailer? Should we watch the trailer? Should we watch the trailer? I said we watch the trailer. Should we watch the trailer? Darth Lopez in the house. What's up, Darth Lopez? Says your channel has grown. Well done. I appreciate that, Darth Lopez. It's been quite a while. I love it when old faces come back. Yes, please. No? You don't want to watch the trailer? Should we watch it? No? Wait. Jesse doesn't want to watch it. All right, we're watching it anyway. Sorry, Jesse. All right, let's watch it. I had to rebuild the Galaxy trailer. Oh, Jesus, that was loud. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Are we ready?
Last night, a Jedi was murdered.
Murder, you say?
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace. But that peace is a lie.
Jedi are being hunted.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I sense this is only a small part of a larger plan. Some sort of shift to tip the scales. It's time to face the past. Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread and change everything, then pull it.
What are you?
Okay, I mean, talk about a hype trailer. That gets me so excited every time I watch it. But there's a lot going on in here. We got people talking about how the Jedi are supposed to be keeping the peace, but they're not doing that. That's not really what they are. We got people murdering Jedi. It looks like our main character, who's this girl right here, May, she's murdering Jedi. It seems like she's supposed to be the Acolyte, so to speak. More and more I watch this trailer, the more and more Li Zhang Cha's character, this dude right here, Master Soul. Oh, what?
The Jedi.
Master Soul right here. The more and more he kind of gives off Qui-Gon vibes. I don't know. He just feels like that kind of Jedi almost. I'm very excited for his character for sure. But this guy, Quamar, whatever the hell his name is, he seems to be an interesting character here. He's the one saying that the Jedi
justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace.
Justify the galactic dominance in the name of peace. Galactic dominance in the name of peace. Obviously, this guy is not a fan of said Jedi. Now, this guy's description, his description is supposed to be a smuggler. Interesting. Keep that in mind. Now, let's fast forward to the Sith dude at the end, okay? This dude right here. I got a better look at him. I think it's a little bit brighter, I would say. Let me pull this image up. Yeah, this is a lot brighter. So this is a better look at him. Yeah, that's so much better. Okay. So this is a better look at him. Obviously, he's got the teeth and whatever. But when you look really, really closely, you can see there's a slit right there for his eyes, right up at the top, so he can see through the mask. But the mask has taken some battle damage, to say the least. You got cracks all up in here. Obviously, the weird teeth-looking thing. It's very creepy. Looks like Abeloth. But the helmet itself looks very similar to that of the Knights of Ren. Now, tell me in the chat, obviously, who the hell do you think this is? Who? Do you think it's Plagueis? Do you think it's Tenebrous? Do you think it's somebody new? Do you think it's some other brand new character? Do you think it's possibly the Quamir character from before? Who do we think it is? Who do we think this could be? Now, when you take a look at this helmet and put it side by side with the Knights of Ren, I mean, when you look at that helmet, let's actually go small screen there. Look at that helmet, put it next to this. Like, it almost looks like he would fit in perfectly with the Knights of Ren. But obviously, the Knights of Ren don't come around for a long, long time. A new Sith, interesting. A brand new Sith. Okay, so let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. Why not? Let's go here. Let's pull it up. And by the way, it looks like 80% of you, wow, 79%, math is not mathing, but almost 80% of you guys are excited for this show. Now, 20% aren't, which is a little bit concerning, but 80% of you are, which is pretty good. All right, let's pull this up. Who is the new, or who is the, let's go masked Sith in Acolyte trailer? Is it Darth Plagueis? No, no, I was right. I think that's right. Is that right? Plagueis is Gueis, right? Somebody in the chat help me out. Plagueis? How do you spell Plagueis? Darth Plagueis, is it Darth Tenebris? I know how to spell that one. Darth Tenebris. Is it a new Sith? Or is it our boy Quimir, or whatever the hell his name is? Those are your options. And I guess if you think it's somebody else, you can put it in the chat. But those are your options for now. Okay, I was right. I was right. Yes. Plagueis is such like a difficult name to write, and I got it right first try. So boom, roasted. Okay, so who do we think it is? Who do you think it is? Now, Plagueis and Tenebris, if we can just pretty much take them out of the equation pretty quickly, Plagueis is a Mun. And if you guys don't know who that is or what that is, so to speak, Star Wars, let's look up a picture of Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis is a Mun. Why is it coming up only the... All right, whatever. And Darth Plagueis looks like this guy right here. Let's pull this up. This is Darth Plagueis. Now, he is canon, obviously, because in Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine says, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? He was Palpatine's master. And he lives up to a few hundred years old, so he can be around at this time. He could be in this show or alluded to in this show at some point. It's pronounced Mune? Is it pronounced Mune? I thought it was Mun this entire time. Regardless, you know I can't pronounce shit. Okay, this is Plagueis. Now, obviously, he's got a big-ass, long-ass head that would not fit into this helmet. Let's be honest, it wouldn't fit in here. So we can kind of take Plagueis and take him out of the equation. This could be an apprentice of Plagueis before Palpatine, something along those lines. Yes, possibly. Possibly. But obviously, we can kind of take Plagueis himself out of the running because he's got a big-ass head. And that big-ass head is not fitting in this small-ass mask. So, now we can talk about Darth Tenebris. Now, Darth Tenebris is Plagueis' master. So again, few hundred years or 100 years before the Phantom Menace, both characters could technically still be around at some point, and we could maybe even be seeing Plagueis kill Tenebris or something along those lines. Now, this is Darth Tenebris. He is what's called a Bith, B-I-T-H, and the Bith are, you probably most know them from being the band in the cantina. The guys go, yeah, that song. Those are Bith. So this obviously looks very similar. Looks like Tenebris is being a Sith Lord at night, but during the day he's playing at the cantina. Or I guess vice versa. So again, his head is big as hell. So it's very unlikely that his head would fit in this mask either. Now let me bring up something pretty interesting, okay? We'll go full screen for this one. The first trailer, the very first trailer for The Acolyte, only showed a red lightsaber going into somebody's hand. You guys remember that? And didn't show a face, leading fans to say it could be Plagueis, it could be Tenebris. But as soon as they showed this mask, as soon as the second trailer showed this mask right here, those two characters went out the wazoo. Their heads are too big to fit in the helmet. So these two characters got taken out of the equation completely. Both master and apprentice of the two Sith Lords that we know for a fact are around at this time. They're not the new masked guy. It's not them. So who could it be then? Who could it be now? Who could it be then? Here's where I bring in not only our boy Quimir, or whatever the hell his name is. Quimir. Here's where I bring in a different canon Star Wars novel. Canon. So it has to be human? Well, no, there's other species in Star Wars that could fit under this mask, just not Plagueis or Tenebris. Yes. So who is he? That's a great question. Let's go back to this trailer really quickly. Let's go back to this trailer. Let's go take a look at our boy here. This is him talking about how the Jedi are bad.
By their galactic dominance.
Justifying their galactic dominance.
In the name of peace.
In the name of peace. So this is our look at this guy right here. Now, obviously, his head could definitely fit in that mask. Oh, well, you guys, the chat's kind of in the way here. This guy's head could fit in that mask for sure. This is him right here. This is the boy we're talking about here. Quimir, whatever the hell. The actor's name is, yes, Manny Jacinto. Manny Jacinto. And he seems to be, at least from description, a smuggler. Let's go over to StarWars.com. StarWars.com Acolyte. And look at Manny Jacinto's character's description here. Because he's described to be a smuggler. Actually, wait, if you go on StarWars.com, there's a countdown to the Acolyte's premiere. Can somebody do the math here? Can somebody math this out? This premieres on June 4th. So that's in 28 days, 6 hours, 23 minutes, and 30 seconds. What does that take us to? Is that 3 in the morning or is that 9 p.m.? Somebody in the chat, get on that. Some mathematician, get on it. Get on it. Okay. Regardless. Here we go. Here's our boy. Here's the character description for this guy. This is him. Quimir, whatever, is a former smuggler who now makes a living as a trader. Interesting. Procuring unusual things and enjoying a life of leisure. So he used to be a smuggler, and now he's retired, and he's just kind of hanging out, procuring unusual things, which is kind of strange. Gives me vibes of like Luthen from Andor, but maybe more of like an evil version of Luthen of Andor. You guys all just said different times. What time is it? I want Eastern Standard Time. I'll take Pacific Time too, but I need a time. Regardless, this is the only description we have of this character. He was once a smuggler, but now he's a trader, and he procures unusual things, but enjoys his life of leisure. Okay, it will be 9 p.m. Is it 9 p.m.? It's actually 4 p.m.? Wait, what? You guys are all over the place here. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go. Yes. No more of the stupid 3 a.m. watch parties. I love the 3 a.m. watch parties, don't get me wrong. But if it's a 9 p.m. watch party versus a 3 p.m. watch party, I take 3 a.m. I take 9 p.m. 10,000 times out of 10. Okay, regardless, back to this guy. So this guy, this is the only description we have of him. Now he's procuring unusual things. Regardless, I don't know if he is a secret Sith Lord or whatever, but the whole scene in this trailer with him and our main character here makes things a little bit interesting.
In the name of peace.
So this is our main character, May, who seems to be going around murdering Jedi. Right here. In his shop. Or wherever he's retired, I guess, now.
In the name of peace.
But, I mean, if you're going to be a secret Sith Lord sort of hiding, why not be a nice, lonely tradesman in the middle of nowhere, in the wide open? I don't know. This kind of seems to me a little far-fetched. Just a little bit. I don't see this guy turning around and being a Sith Lord. And again, if that happens, clip it. But I just don't see it. Now there's another option. I think, and let me pull out the book that I pull out seemingly all the time now. It's buried back there, I guess. I have to break my arm to go get it. This book, titled Shadow of the Sith. Give me a 1 into the chat if you've ever read this book or seen this book or read or seen this book or know the story of this book or the story here. Give me a 1 into the chat if you know this story. Give me a 2 if you're like, no idea what you're talking about. No idea. No idea. Not in the slightest. Mike, what the frick are you talking about? Who the Sith? What the Shadow? Who the what? What the who? Oh, we actually got a bunch of people. No, you did not? Okay. Well, good. We'll give a brief recap. So, as you can see by the cover, and don't judge a book by its cover, but that's exactly what we're doing today. We have Luke Skywalker, yay, woohoo! And we got Lando Calrissian, woo, yeah, Lando! And then we got this weird Sith dude here. You got Ochi of Bastoon on the back. Don't judge a book by the back of its cover. You got the nice Sith blade there. And it explains a lot. It explains a lot of the sequel trilogy. It explains a lot of Rise of Skywalker. But regardless, that's not what we're talking about today. What we're focusing on is this weird Sith character right here. The title of the book is called Shadow of the Sith. Okay? And Shadow of the Sith, of the Sith. Ooh, the Sith. The Shadow of the... I'm losing it, guys. Shadow of the Sith. What does that mean? Obviously, there's no Sith around at this time. This is after the original trilogy, before the sequel trilogy. There's no Sith going around. So who is this guy with the red lightsaber? A very similar conversation that was had right now about the Acolyte show. So who is that Sith with the red lightsaber? Well, in that story, it is a girl who is persuaded by the dark side to put on this mask. Now, the mask has... Let me try to word this correctly. A Sith Lord, when he was alive, I actually forget who the Sith Lord was in the book. Somebody help me out in the chat. The Sith Lord puts his sort of essence, so to speak. He sort of puts a curse on this mask, so to speak, so that he will live forever inside of this mask. He kind of like puts himself in the mask. And when this girl gets coerced by the dark side, she puts on the mask, and this old Sith, ancient Sith, comes out of it and starts slicing and dicing, killing people, comes into contact with Luke, all this other stuff. It was the same one from Vader's castle, was it? Okay, so it was a mask from Vader's castle. Oh, or was it the same one, if you're asking? I don't know. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. What I do know is this mask right there is a Sith Lord, ancient Sith Lord, who put their essence into this mask, and when the girl puts it on, she becomes the Sith Lord. Very, very, very talented with the Force. Now, is this what we're seeing here today, this masked creature in the Acolyte show, is this a similar scenario? Is this just a helmet or a mask that some random ass person, maybe our main character May, puts on her head, or maybe even the Quimir guy, puts on his head and gets dragged to the dark side? Maybe he's not a Sith Lord. Maybe he doesn't have the abilities to be a Sith Lord. Maybe he's got none of that. But the mask is what gives him the power. The ancient Sith Lord who put his powers into this mask could be the same. Kiza is the girl who wears it, and the mask of Exim Panshard is the mask. Okay, cool. Cool. It's Darth Momin. Okay, is it? Oh no, you're talking about the one from Vader's castle. I get you. So what do we think of this? Is it possible that this Sith Lord right here is almost the exact same story being told in this canon novel, Shadow of the Sith, where this girl, Kiza, whatever her name is, puts on this mask and sort of turns herself into a Sith Lord, because the Sith Lord put his life essence into this mask. She puts it on, and she becomes the Sith Lord. Is that a possibility here? Would they be telling a very similar story in this show? Now, there's still one more possibility for who's under this mask, and it's, again, sort of along the lines of a new Sith, but I think it's a little bit more interesting. Now, tell me if you think it could be that. If the Sith could have transferred his power into this mask, and then years and years and years and years later, our boy, who is known for trading obscure items, as we read here, he's procuring unusual things in his trading. Maybe he comes across this mask, puts it on, gets dragged into the dark side, and becomes this weird-looking Sith Lord with a crazy mask on his head. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility, and yes, an interesting theory as well. But there is one more possibility, and that is an apprentice to Darth Plagueis or Darth Tenebrous, sort of vice versa. It could be Tenebrous before Plagueis, it's Tenebrous' apprentice before Plagueis, or it's Plagueis' apprentice before Palpatine. I think probably the second one is more likely because Plagueis, it's only 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So if it's Plagueis' apprentice before Palpatine, that sort of makes a little bit more sense. But now, we have so many options here. Absolutely so many options here. One, it's Darth Plagueis or Tenebrous themselves, which we've kind of just thrown out the window because their heads are as big as big heads can get. Then you have a possible apprentice to Plagueis or Tenebrous, which would be kind of cool if I do say so myself, but I don't know if they'll go down that route. Then you have a possible ancient Sith Lord, and this boy right here, Quimir, whatever the hell his name is, puts on the mask and sort of just gets the dark side put inside of him, and he becomes this Sith Lord from ancient past. Now, the reason that I just bit my tongue. Are you freaking...
I got a bad feeling about this.
The reason I think that that's a very likely possibility is because of the Darth Revan rumor. Now, I think this might be too insane, maybe a little bit too crazy, but do you guys remember last summer? Just give me a 1 in the chat if you remember this. Last summer, there was rumors about Keanu Reeves being cast in the Acolyte show as Darth Revan. Now, for those of you who understand what the Old Republic is, you know that Darth Revan obviously died maybe thousands of years ago. So it can't be Darth Revan. Obviously, this mask is not Darth Revan. No. This is not Darth Revan. No, it's not Revan. However, there was rumors that Darth Revan had been cast for this Acolyte show. Now, the only possibility for that being a possibility would be either a Sith holocron or some sort of Sith memory, for lack of a better word. You know how Cal Kestis uses the Force Echo, where he in Jedi Survivor he uses his hand to use the Force Echo. We see Ahsoka do it in the Ahsoka series as well. When she's trying to find Sabine, she touches the item of the map and then she hears the conversation that happened there. That could be sort of something similar, where if somebody touches this mask and they hear Revan in the background, would be pretty wild. Isn't it also a Jedi holocron? Well, Jedi and Sith both have holocrons. Yes. Or it's tech. All right, well, there we go. We can end the stream. We did it. It's tech. Guys. It's tech. Okay, but in all seriousness, fans have been fan casting Keanu Reeves as Revan for decades now, seems like. And now Now Reeves is about 60 years old. So if we're going to go back to the Old Republic and do a Revan story, you're going to want to start as a young Revan when he's a Jedi and then give him an entire story all the way up until he's old as hell and dies. And that wouldn't be very good to cast a 60-year-old man to do so. No offense to Keanu. But if you're going to have Revan have maybe a Sith holocron or some sort of Force Echo in the Acolyte show, and you want to make fans really happy, then maybe casting Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan would be a fantastic option. Now, with that being said, what's up, Jay? How we doing? My day's going good. I'm excited. I'm excited for the stream, and I'm excited for you to be here. With that being said, is it possible, in any sort of facet of the words, is it possible that this mask could be related in any sort of way? And I know this is crazy, so just take it with a giant grain of salt. Like, take all the salt you have in your house, make it 1 grain, and eat it. Could this mask be connected to Revan?
Incorrect.
It's a crazy theory, and I honestly don't think it's true. I don't. However, the rumors of Keanu Reeves being cast as Revan all the way back in the day of last year, literally less than a year ago, and the possibility of hearing Revan's voice or seeing Revan in a holocron or something along those lines. I understand. It's very, very far out there. It makes absolutely no sense to make sense. But I bring back the canon novel, Shadow of the Sith. This Sith Lord right here was an ancient Sith Lord. And he came back through the mask, talked to the girl who was wielding said mask, and allowed her to get the powers of the Sith Lord in fight against Luke Skywalker and others. Could we be seeing a very similar thing here with this masked hero? Or not hero, masked villain, I should say. What do we think? It's an insane theory, but honestly, we're at the time here, a month away from the Acolyte, and this masked figure just showed up, that we need insane theories. Insane. But I don't know. What do we think? Who's under the mask? Please, somebody in the chat tell me. We actually have another look at him right here. This is from Straight On. You can see the red lightsaber glowing. But he's got two sort of, if I can zoom in correctly, two sort of cracks going straight down almost. The teeth are throwing me off because from the front it looks exactly like Kylo Ren's mask, like almost perfectly like Kylo Ren's mask. It's got the two little slits going down like that. It's got the cracks in it, all that stuff. Looks very similar. Now the teeth in the whole smile thing is throwing me off. I don't know. It's got a slit for the eyes, but clearly nobody can see through that. I don't know. That's why we're here today. We're here to figure it out together. What do we think? Cole says, who do we think the Acolyte is that the title is referring to? Well, I think that's May. I think that's our main character of the show. The girl who's hunting down the Jedi. May. Tom says Darth Plagueis. Well, we kind of said why it can't be Darth Plagueis because his head is, if we go back to Plagueis over here, his head is long as hell, and it would not fit in this mask. So I don't think we could call him Plagueis, that's for sure. Now I got to ask a follow-up question here. If it is a new Sith, or if it is a mask that's from an ancient Sith that gets put on a random person and he gets Sith powers, would we be okay with that? If Plagueis or Tenebris isn't even in this show, would we be okay with that? Because honestly, I wouldn't. We're at a time now, 100 years before the Phantom Menace, that Plagueis and Tenebris are supposed to be around. We've gone for 46 years of Star Wars content without Tenebris or Plagueis ever being shown on screen. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen. We get an Acolyte show that takes place in the time period where Tenebris and Plagueis can both be around, and we're not going to get either of them? Lucasfilm, if you're watching, and we know that you are, listen to us. Delay it if you have to. Delay it if you have to. Put them in the show, or you're going to have a riot on your hands. An absolute riot of Star Wars fans. We need Plagueis, or Tenebris, or both. But not neither. Definitely not neither. So whomever this masked creature is, whether it's a new Sith or not, he best be either working for Plagueis, the apprentice of Plagueis, working for Tenebris, the apprentice of Tenebris, or in some way, shape, or form connected to the two. But I ask you, if Plagueis and Tenebris are not in the Acolyte show, do we riot? Do we march down to Lucasfilm headquarters and say, we need them? We need them! What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. You guys tell me. Let's catch up on some chat because I'm very far behind on chat. I know I am, and I'm sorry. Let's read it. Let's read some chat. All right, let me scroll up all the way up. Okay, here we go. Freak Zeke says, I don't think it's Darth Plagueis. I don't think Plagueis, was ever given an official race in those concept arts made. Pieces are made by fans. To an extent, yes. Plagueis technically in Star Wars canon is not given a species. No. He's not given a species. He's never referred to as a mun or mun or whatever the hell you want to call it. He's not referred to as a mun in Star Wars. However, mun have been seen in Star Wars. Just Plagueis is not. Now, the problem with that is, if you're going to bring Plagueis in and change his species, you're going to have millions, billions, no, trillions, even though there's only 7 billion people on the planet, trillions of Star Wars fans who are extremely upset about it. You're going to change the species? Plagueis is pretty much canon. He is canon, obviously, to our knowledge, Darth Plagueis the Wise. But his species technically is not. If you're going to change the species of the freaking character, you're going to have a riot on your hands. So I think, no, you definitely should not be changing the species of Plagueis or Tenebris. Do not do that. That would be a very, 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 very bad idea. Yeah. Rose says, I think it's female. When swinging the lightsaber, the figure looks feminine. Her neck is slender, hence May. It is a possibility that it could be May. It's gonna be May. It could be May. Okay, so this is our character of May here, right there. Now, it could be her, obviously. But wouldn't Master Soul recognize her, at least through the Force, at the end here?
What are you?
Actually, technically, he does say, what are you, and not who are you? Damn. Interesting. Because he could be like, what have you become type of deal? Like Anakin going, or I mean like Obi-Wan saying, or Anakin saying, what have I done? It could be him sort of saying, what are you? Like, what have you become? Talking to May because May was his former apprentice. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe. But you're getting the fact that she's a female just purely based off of this one movement? I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. If you ask me, that's kind of a stretch. But it could be. It could be May. It could be May. Right now, by the way, almost 60% of you guys say it's a new Sith Lord, by the way. Interesting. Skywalker Academy says, Bith live 85 years max, but the dark side is a path to abilities some consider to be unnatural. True. True. Yes. I think if Plagueis was ever... Oh, sorry, I just read that. Tenebris could be up to 200 years old. Well, Plagueis could be up to 200 years old. And we're at this time, 100 years before the Phantom Menace, that both characters could technically be alive. And it would sort of work. Like, people wouldn't be like, that doesn't make sense. You know? Humanoid hand, humanoid arm. That is true. We do get a look at their arm, as somebody sent this to the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, go check out the Discord. There's a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars, so go check that out if you're not in there already. But somebody, let me go check it out. Who was it? Where was it? How was it? Who sent it to the Discord and where is it? What the hell? Where is it? I thought it was under... Oh, wait. I think I found it. I think I found it. No, I did not. Oh, no, I did not. Damn it. Where is it? Oh, we do have Skeleton Crew news, so please don't let me leave this stream without talking about Skeleton Crew. All right, let's take a look at this. That's not what I wanted to do. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do either. Come on. Open. That's much better. We got to talk about one other option, and it's a big, big option here. One other option for this masked creature, and actually here we get another good look at him. Another good look at him here. This was on the poster for the new Acolyte show. Again, the mask is all sort of beaten up, and obviously the weird teeth there. I don't know, it's strange. But we got one other option / character that we need to talk about, and especially with the smile and the weird creepy teeth, and that is, of course, Abeloth. You look at the creepy smile, you look at the creepy teeth, it's very creepy. I apologize for no warning of putting her on the screen, but It looks very, very similar. Now, Abeloth has been teased out in the Ahsoka show as of last year, and this would kind of connect a lot of things if this masked creature / character had anything to do with Abeloth. Now, obviously, Abeloth's teeth are really sharp and a lot different than this, but it could be a play on it. She is terrifying. Yes, she is. It could be a play on it. Yeah. Chris, I appreciate you. It could be a play on it. There's no way that she's involved. Oh, there's no way she's not involved, you said, Cole. Interesting. Now, if we're going to go with the Legends story of what's going on with Abeloth, she's been imprisoned by the Mortis gods for what could be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. So only her, like, she wouldn't really have an appearance or any sort of sway on this show at all. Maybe the sun? No, again, the sun wouldn't really make sense. The sun wouldn't come off of Mortis to fight people. Yeah. No, I don't think so. But yeah, the Abeloth definitely might play a role in all of this. That has to be kept in mind. But where is this? Who sent it to the Discord? I remember seeing it recently, but I can't find it now. Where are you? Maybe it was... Oh, I found it. Okay, here we go. I found it! So when you look at this image right here, when he's going to slice and dice, whoever he's slicing and dicing, you can see an arm. Now, this is a horrible... Hang on, let me try and find another one. Oh, here we go. This one's better. You can see what looks to be a human arm. And again, the brightness is tough to see, but it does look like a human flesh arm type deal. It takes some aliens out of the picture, I guess, but regardless, you do see an arm. It doesn't really help us much at all. But here, like, we're grasping at straws today because we don't have much information to go off of, except for the fact that he looks creepy, got a creepy metal smile, and we've never seen him before. I don't know. It's tough. It is very, very tough. I hope he does have a connection to either Plagueis, either Tenebris, maybe even the Knights of Ren, maybe Abeloth, something along those lines. I just hope there's a connection and this is not just some random new character that they're just throwing in there. Could have inspiration from Abeloth. It could have inspiration from Abeloth, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Could just be a Sith assassin, to be honest. Well, no, it can't be a Sith assassin or somebody who's like not that strong, because if we go back to the original trailer for the Acolyte, where is it? Here we go. If we go back to the original trailer for the Acolyte, and we go to the end here.
And who is allowed to use it? What is that?
We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Jedi versus the one red lightsaber. And he obliterates all of them. So it has to be somebody of extreme importance and extreme power. And if it's not Tenebris or Plagueis, they need a pretty good explanation to who it is. Because if somebody can take out 7 Jedi when the Jedi are at their prime, like it's nothing, then there needs to be a good explanation as to why. Like he does it like it's like he's just, it's nothing. There's not a lot of Sith that would be able to do that. Even Palpatine. Palpatine goes up against 4 Jedi, Mace and the other 3, who die in like 2 seconds. But he goes up against 4 Jedi. And he struggles against Mace, obviously kills the other 3 pretty quickly. But he goes up against 4 Jedi and struggles a bit. This guy absolutely destroys 7 Jedi at the same time. Probably Tenebris, but they changed the way that he looks. Again, I think Tenebris has a similar story. If they change what Tenebris looks like, fans might riot. Fans might not be very excited about that. He is pretty dang powerful. Yeah, he is. Jesse says, my brother worked on the Acolyte. For some reason, I don't know whether to believe you or not, but please tell me more. Look at the O of the Acolyte. Interesting. What's going on there? Is that what you're talking about? The side of it? There is something to say about this Acolyte logo. Like, why is it look like almost eclipse or something? Like, why is the O like that? Because we talked about the Ahsoka show for months and months and months, when the Ahsoka logo was literally the world between worlds, and we were like, I wonder if the world between worlds will be in the show. Yeah, obviously it's in the show. It's the freaking logo. So maybe this logo has something similar going on here. As there's like blue peeking from behind the red. There. I don't know what that could mean. Obviously, the fight between good versus evil. But, I don't know. I don't know. Regardless, this Sith, whoever it is, this masked creature, whomever it may be, is extremely, extremely powerful. And it needs to be explained, and it must be somebody of importance. Yes. Moon theory is gaining ground, I tell you. I kind of like the moon theory. Okay, so if you guys don't know what the moon theory is, what they're referring to there, what this is the way he's talking about, the moon theory going around right now is that these witches from this trailer here, where is it? These witches,
Student, I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
For you.
These witches right here. There's supposed to be some eclipse or something on this planet, something along those lines. Not really sure. Regardless, these witches have some very important thing going on in this story. First of all, we think May is a part of the witches, so she has some connection to them there. But this mother of the witches here has been in the trailer, both trailers, a lot.
By an anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread and change everything.
Oh, wait. Did we miss it? Where is it? By the way, this scene here.
Oh, she was my...
Yeah, so she seems to come from these witches. But where's the scene where they're all, like, looking up at the sky? Where is that at? Somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. So this is them all sort of, like, casting a spell or something together towards the sky.
Of a larger plan.
Talking about some larger plan going on here.
Only a small part of a larger plan.
That's what Vanestra was saying. Regardless, they're doing some sort of spell on the sky there, possibly to do with the moon. I don't know. People seem to think that the moons seem to be very important. Witches like the ones from Dathomir. They are like the ones from Dathomir, but they aren't the ones from Dathomir. There's different sort of covens of witches in the galaxy. That's what's really cool to me, is how the witches have become so prevalent. In Star Wars, obviously you see the Night Sisters, but you just saw the Mountain Clan mother in Tales of the Empire be badass as ever. You've seen the witches on Peridia, which seem a little bit different than the ones on Dathomir, but very similar as well. And then you got these witches right here in the Acolyte show. So, I don't know. There's a lot going on in this trailer that seems a mystery for now. Seems a mystery for now. But, again, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let me catch up on some chats here. Where was I? Oh, here we go. I think Quimir, or whatever his name is pronounced Chimere, maybe? I don't know. I like just messing up people's names, you know? You know? Force Hook says, there's a leaked source saying that a Sith is a Jedi Master who turned to the dark side. Would explain Ki-Adi-Mundi's statement that the Sith haven't been around for 1,000 years. It still wouldn't explain it, because that would still mean that a Sith is around. If a Jedi turned into a Sith, that means a Sith was around. I think regardless, this show's going to retcon that line from Ki-Adi-Mundi in The Phantom Menace when he said a Sith hasn't been around for 1,000 years, and a lot of fans are going to be upset about it. I'm actually not going to be one of them. I am completely fine with there being Sith Lords in this show fighting against Jedi, killing Jedi, because I think the Jedi hiding that is what will become a problem. Think about it. Yoda in The Phantom Menace is about 800 years old, something like that. If the last Sith hasn't been around for 1,000 years, that means that Yoda never even saw a Sith before. I mean, right? If the math is mathing, Yoda being only 800, 850, something like he's 900 when he dies. So he wasn't around when the last Sith was around, meaning the Jedi before Yoda were the ones who told him that the last Sith were around 100 years ago or 200 years ago, whatever it was at the time. Meaning he was just taking, it's a very, very long game of telephone. And the fact of the matter is almost all of the prequel Jedi in the prequel trilogy are not alive during the time of the Acolyte, except for Yoda, Yaddle, Uriel Poof, and maybe Plo Koon. So if all those Jedi are just playing a giant game of telephone, then it would be pretty easy for them to either delete the archives of there being a possible Sith in the last 1,000 years, to keep people thinking that they're safe, keeping the peace in the galaxy by just lying to everybody. I wouldn't be upset about it. Let me ask you guys, would you be mad? Would you be upset? Would you be like against the Acolyte as a show if it retconned that line of Ki-Adi-Mundi saying that a Sith hasn't been around in 1,000 years? And it wouldn't even be a retcon, so to speak. Yes, it would, but it wouldn't. Because it would just prove that the Jedi are lying. Yes, you'd be upset about it. No, because they have existed. That's true already, too. The Sith haven't been around for 1,000 years. That's just from the Jedi's perspective. That's actually just from Ki-Adi-Mundi's perspective. We know that the Sith have been around. Palpatine was around, Plagueis was around, Tenebrous was around, and so on and so forth. Just because the rule of two came around 1,000 years ago doesn't mean that there haven't been Sith for 1,000 years. That was the reason that they made the rule of two, to stay in hiding. This series is basically a retcon? No, not really. Not really at all. They existed, they just didn't know about them. True. Wow, we are very split on this. We are very, very split on this one. It would be a retcon. Stop doing mental gymnastics. Let's put it this way. Luke, I am your father, which is misquoted. It is no, I am your father, is a retcon. Vader was not his father in the first movie. Plain and simple. It's a retcon. Luke and Leia being brother and sister in Return of the Jedi. It's a retcon. They weren't brother and sister when they were making out in Empire, obviously. This would be a retcon. Yes, by definition, retcon. For sure. Phantom Menace, been retconned. But it's not. The same way that Luke being his son is not. The same way that Luke and Leia being a sister and brother duo is not. Soft retcons. Exactly. That's kind of what it is. It's a soft retcon. Yeah. So to speak. Yeah. Yo, it's Nestor. What's up, Nestor? Says, it would be so wrong to contradict anything that George has made canon. Let me put it this way. For those of you who are very, very intrigued about George's canon, you know who's also canon in George's head, or in George's universe? Darth Plagueis. You know who was a Sith Lord before the time of the Phantom Menace? Darth Plagueis. So were the Sith around for 1,000 years? Yes. 100% yes. They were. The Jedi were just unaware of it. And even that is a shaky statement at best. Would it be a retcon? Yeah, probably. But would it be a bad one? That's kind of up for us to decide. Well, the Sith Empire hasn't been around for 1,000 years. That's true, but that's not what he says. So bring Mara Jade. I'd love Mara Jade. Mara Jade and The Mandalorian would be awesome. I think there's actually still time to do it, too. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show retconned Obi-Wan and Leia never meeting. That is true. That is true, but then again, it's not said in the original trilogy that they never met. And somehow she's got to know who he is. Wasn't Darth Plagueis alive during the Phantom Menace? Yes. Plagueis is alive during the events of the Phantom Menace. He actually dies shortly after the Phantom. Actually, is it during? He either dies during the events of the Phantom Menace or shortly after the events of the Phantom Menace. Yes. Yes. It is true. Simon says, my feeling is that it's Indara going full Agatha Christie. Nobody looking at the left hand. Nobody looking at the left hand? Left hand? What about a left hand? What left hand? What are you talking about? Where's said left hand? I like the Indara kind of, she turns to the dark side, but she seems to be a Jedi full through and through. I'm guessing that he's going to be the connection that we need to find the Sith. So you think this guy is just a sort of, you think that this guy is just to lead us to Plagueis, to lead us to Tenebris, to lead us to the Sith? Interesting. Palpatine didn't look like a Sith Lord either. That's true. That is very true. Meaning you're talking about the other guy, this dude? How he doesn't look like a Sith? That's true. And neither does May in the trailer. May doesn't look like a Sith. If we take a look at her, if I can find a freaking image of her. Here we go.
Face the past.
Damn it. She doesn't look like a Sith either. So to look like a Sith, to be a Sith, kind of different things. See you later, Jesse. Appreciate you. I don't know. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Sure, killing Jedi wielding lightsabers with knives, that's going to be believable. Well, Cat's Paw, that's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. How is she doing that? How is she murdering Jedi with knives? You're absolutely right. It shouldn't make sense, but that's where the big twist-aroo comes in. If you watch the trailer, if you watch all the trailers, there's so many little things going on here. She's going to kill this character. Right here. She's going into this room to kill this character with said knife. This Jedi is not even fighting back. He's standing still. There's something very strange going on here. You're absolutely right. How is somebody going around with knives killing Jedi? There's something going on. It's not as plain and simple as she's killing Jedi with knives. Something weird's going on here. This guy is completely frozen. Completely frozen. About to die. And he's frozen. I don't know. Something weird is going on. Something weird is going on. But it's not as simple as she's just overpowering a Jedi with a lightsaber with her knife. That is not what's going on here. Absolutely not. Yeah. Jeannie from Tahini says, could the figure behind the mask be May? It could. It very well could. It might just be that we're overthinking it, but I feel as though they have shown May not wielding a lightsaber the entire time for a reason, and then they show this Sith who is wielding a lightsaber for a reason. I don't know. A young Rey is in it? Oh, it's in the book. Yeah, I get you. Indeed, she is. Since Sith power is transferred through murder, could the same happen with physical items? Sith power is transferred through murder. I don't know what you're saying here. You're saying that she could gain power from murdering these Jedi? I don't think so. That sounds a little too good to be true. Maybe, though. Can I get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please? Maybe Beskar knives? No. There's something to it. There's something going on there, for sure. Yeah. Jeannie from Tahini says, so maybe it's more than one person, and they pass the mask around? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But I mean, there could be more than one Sith in this show, that's for sure. Yeah. It won't be revealed until, like all the other shows. Wait, they won't. Oh, you're saying that the masked person won't be revealed? Here's the thing. Could we be getting Maroked again? Sure. Why not? It's always a possibility. We just got Maroked again in the Bad Batch. It's always a possibility that we could be getting Maroked, which is of course the character from Ahsoka who we were speculating. Could it be Starkiller? Could it be Barriss? Could it be somebody else? It turns out it was just Smoke. Fast forward to the Bad Batch, which we just ended last week, and we thought this clone assassin was somebody of importance. Could it be Cody? Could it be Tech? Could it be whomever? Nobody. Maroked. Now, here we are again, literally 1 week later. It took us 1 week. It took us 1 week to go to the next Marok character. And it was with the Acolyte trailer, and this is our new Marok. I'm going to say it, but it might sound stupid. I don't think that this is going to be a Marok. And I know, fast forward to when it turns out that this is just nobody, and we laugh because it's stupid. I really hope it's not another Marok, because if it is, I think we might all lose our minds. Let's say Master Soul chops this guy's head off, and he turns into smoke. Like,
I got a bad feeling about this.
it's just stupid. That would be so dumb. Like, I really hope they don't go down that route. It would be a disaster. And in Lucasfilm, if you're watching and you know that you are, don't do it. Please don't do it. Make a masked character that means something for once. Please. I know for the next month, I know for a fact for the next month, we'll be speculating about who the hell's under this mask. New trailers will be dropped. New teasers will be dropped. We'll get more hints and clues about who it could be. And we'll be speculating about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I really, really hope that it's somebody of importance. But we'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Could it be, couldn't it also be a Jedi holocron? Oh, for Revan, you're saying? Yeah, it could. Because Revan was at one point a Jedi for sure. For sure. Jay, what's up? David says, looking back through the book now, Kaiza was a member of the Acolytes of the Beyond, Sith cultists. Sounds similar to the Acolyte. Exactly. That's going on with this same point about this being a similarity. Yes, this mask was taken over by a Sith Lord, but the girl who puts the mask on is from the Acolytes of the Beyond, which is a Sith cult that worships the Sith. That's why she has the mask in the first place. And then she gets the powers of said Sith. And the Acolytes of the Beyond is a whole nother thing, but the Acolytes and the Acolyte are obviously very similar in name. Could be something to be connected there. And now maybe the reason that they made this canon book, because this book didn't come out all that long ago. If we check the inside of the book here. When were you released? They don't have the date on the inside of a book anymore? What world is this? Oh, wait. 2022. This book was made 2 years ago. So it's possible that they made this book in preparation for the Acolyte to introduce this idea of the Acolytes being able to take powers of the Sith. Now, here's your giant loophole for those of you who don't want the retcon to happen in the Phantom Menace. Here's your massive loophole. The Sith don't return. Nope, they don't. Plagueis and Tenebris aren't mentioned. It's too early for Palpatine, so he's not mentioned. In the way that you have a red lightsaber wielding badass in your show, is that a Sith cultist that worships the Sith come across a mask that looks like this. And one of the Sith cultists gets called by the dark side to put on this mask and becomes an ancient Sith Lord who put their sort of essence, or whatever you want to call it, into this mask, and they get the powers of said Sith Lord. Technically, they didn't fight a Sith, because this was an ancient Sith who just put their essence into this helmet. And then when the helmet comes off, they lose the power of the Sith. So technically, there would be no retcon. I would not like that. I would not like that at all. I want to see Plagueis. I want to see Tenebris. And I want to see Sith. If you're going to take the loophole option and just have people who worship the Sith find a Sith artifact that has some sort of power to it, sounds cool, but I would way rather see the Sith themselves. Tenebris and Plagueis, because Palpatine's not around yet. It would just be way cooler. But let's ask the class, would you guys be okay if they did that? With a massive loophole of a Sith cultist called the Acolytes of the Sith, find a Sith artifact that has power to it and put it on and become that Sith Lord and fight against the Jedi. Is that something that we would be okay with? What do we think? Is that a storyline you'd be down with? No. Maybe. Interesting. Maybe if there are more seasons, but not in the first season. That's true. There's going to be a second season. We already know that. I'd like that. You would like that. So to not retcon the prequel line of the Sith haven't been around for 1,000 years, you would rather have Acolytes of the Sith who worship the Sith find a Sith artifact, put it on, and get the powers of said Sith. Mass controlling is cool. Interesting. So you guys seem to like this idea. Fascinating. Fascinating. Honestly, this is probably one of the best canon Star Wars books I've read ever. And that is already established in this book. Like, that story that I just explained to you is this book. That's exactly what happens. This girl, Kiza, whatever her name is, she's of the Sith, the Acolyte of the Beyond, finds this Sith relic, puts it on her head, becomes Sith Lord. If you want that story, it's right here. But if we're going to see a very similar story play out in the Acolyte, Catspaw says, I bet season 2 gets canceled. I seriously doubt it. I think season 1 is going to blow us out of the water. I think this show might actually be... No, I can't say that. Never mind. I was going to say better than... No, I'm not even going to say it. I think this show could be a top tier. I think we've gotten Ahsoka, top tier. Bad Batch Season 3, top tier. Tales of the Empire, top tier. And I think we could be going 4 for 4. I think we could be... We might be going to Wendy's today because we're getting the 4 for 4. With the Acolyte. The Acolyte might be that good. It might be top tier. And here's why. All we hear about from the actors is how they wanted to make the fight sequences, the story itself, all this stuff better than the prequels. Better than Maul versus Qui-Gon specifically. Amanda Steinberg, who plays the main character, May, she said that they were trying to make a lightsaber battle that was better than Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in The Phantom Menace. And I just watched that on the big screen on last Friday, and it still holds up. It is still one of the greatest lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars, probably only behind Qui-Gon versus Obi-Wan versus Anakin on Mustafar and Revenge of the Sith. Regardless, if they topped that, there was a trailer dropped after The Phantom Menace, and give me a 1 in the chat if you went and saw The Phantom Menace in the theaters this weekend and saw that clip. But regardless, that clip it was a full-on scene, a fight scene between May and Master Indara in a cantina, and it was the entire fight sequence. The choreography and the fight sequence itself was incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. Everything I've seen, content-wise, for this Acolyte show has got me more and more and more excited. This show might be that good. The one, and I don't even say issue, but the one issue I have with Ahsoka is the lack of lightsaber battles. But it's hard because the only lightsabers bad guys was Balin and Shin, obviously. And you had some pretty good fights, but they were all in sort of the first 4 episodes because they didn't really clash lightsabers later on in the season. I guess episode 5 was Anakin versus Ahsoka. And those fights were really, really good. But I think the Acolyte might actually take that to the next level and give us even more fight sequences like that. Now, the fight sequence from the Phantom Menace trailer was incredible, but it also teased at some more, obviously the Sith Lord lightsaber on whatever, but I don't know. I think the Acolyte's going to blow our minds. I think it might actually be like one of the best Disney Plus series we've seen to date. Like better than Andor, better than Kenobi, better than Book of Boba Fett, and probably up there with Mando and Ahsoka, which are you guys know, are my two favorite shows, live action wise, from Disney Plus. Pam, what is up? Nestor says, how did you guys like the Tales of the Empire? We can talk Tales for a second here. I love Tales. I thought Tales was so good on the rewatch and the rewatch and the rewatch. It just got better and better. The Morgan Elsbeth stuff was so good. The Morgan Elsbeth stuff was so good from the jump, like the Thrawn stuff, the Grievous stuff, the relationship between Thrawn and Morgan. Thrawn literally telling us how the Empire is going to fall and how he's going to come back in regardless. Very, very cool. The Barriss stuff actually got better and better and better on rewatches. Every time I rewatched the Barriss 3-episode arc, it got better and better. Having her be that Barriss the healer from Legends was so damn cool. Having her mention even an old friend, i.e. Ahsoka Tano, so damn cool. I still like the Morgan Elsbeth first 3 episodes better, but I urge you, if you did not like the Barriss stuff, go rewatch it. Go rewatch it with the hope of not seeing Vader the entire time, and you will love it so much more. It is so good. Yeah. Tales was dope. What's up, Dominic? How we doing? Thrawn always wanted to rule, and I love him for it. Yeah, Thrawn is awesome. I mean, you can see him working in the background, creating his own friends outside of the Empire with Morgan Elsbeth. It's so damn cool. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, where was I? You're out of your mind, Mike? Chopper disagrees. I know I'm out of my mind, but that's okay. I don't know about Revan bit, but the mask as containing an ancient Sith essence is interesting. Well, what if the ancient Sith is just Revan? It's a possibility. It is a possibility. I might actually make a full-on video about this for tomorrow or Friday about the possibility of this Sith Lord just being the mask. It's just the mask. And whoever puts it on gets the power of the Sith. And it would be almost the exact story told in this book. Pretty much. Yeah. Kenny, what's up? Kenny says, Star Wars Future is coming, is kind of going to come, what? Is coming, get ready, maybe, is what you meant to say? That is a crazy typo, if I do say so myself. But yes, it is coming, and I am so ready. I am so ready. Okay, where was I? I just go down to the bottom, and I hate it when that happens. I hate it when it happens. Damn it. There's a lot of chat here. Okay, here we go. I think it's a possibility that Abeloth will be in Ahsoka Season 2 and possibly Season 3. I agree. I think Abeloth is definitely coming into live action. 5 sure. Not 4 sure. 5 sure. The mask creator probably just used the fan... Oh, you're talking about from Abeloth. Yeah, true. It could just be a Sith assassin. Could be. Could be. Have you seen the new Sid series coming in October? What? Did you just come into my stream? Did you just come into my chat? Did you just come into my chat and say such words? A Sid show? Have you lost your goddamn mind? Ban him. Banish him for life. No, I'm kidding. No, I did not hear that. And guess what? Because it's not real. It's not real. Okay. Where was I? Skywalker Academy says, the spinning O, you can't miss it. There's 2 rings that resemble the twins, one blue and one red. Yeah, I wonder if the twins are still going to be a part of this. Like, the twins were such an early on storyline that was leaked out years and years ago. I wonder if that's still going to play a role. It could be. Could be. Sir Gunky says, there were 2 rings symboling twins. Look at the poster. May has different lighting. Yeah, so a lot of people are seeming to think, if I can find oh, here we go. Many people are seeming to think that this poster right here, if I can, there we go. This poster that was released this weekend, which is a pretty cool poster if I do say so myself, has a light side version of May and a dark side version of May on the poster. One's over here with the mask on, and one's over here with the light on her face. Some people think that these are 2 separate characters, that they're twins. One's over here and one's over there. I mean, it's possible, but it might just be referring to the fact that she was light side, she was a Jedi, and then she sort of goes to the dark side. I don't know. It could be maybe both, or maybe a little bit of both. I just don't see them sticking with the twin idea, and we don't really get much, and maybe it's because they're hiding it, but they don't really give much away about that. I don't know. It would be pretty crazy if the twin idea was still going around. That'd be awesome. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for it, but I don't know. Okay. Well, in A New Hope, Leia is not has no recollection, of Obi-Wan's show's events. You served my father during the Clone Wars. Hey, remember our old adventure when I was 10? Well, that's sort of the last scene of Kenobi. He explains it. When he tells her to leave, and then he says, if you ever need my help, whatever, but we got to keep this a secret, lady. We got to keep this a secret, lady. Shakes her little 10-year-old body and goes, we got to keep it a secret. You can't tell anybody. My name's Obi-Wan Kenobi. So yeah, that's why she doesn't remember. Doesn't remember. She's playing it off, you know? Yeah, I know. Nestor says, so basically all the Jedi involved in the plot that see this black figure have to die in order for the council to not know about it. Yes and no. I mean, they could survive and maybe they keep it a secret to themselves. Who knows? Or maybe it's not a Sith, like we said, and it's just the mask of a Sith, and they just kill the Sith, and they claim that the Sith haven't been around. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of connecting dots today. I think we've gotten somewhere so far during this stream, and that is the connection between this character right here. Oh, wait, what? Where'd he go? Between this character right here, the fact that he... Oh my God, load. There we go. The fact that he is formerly a smuggler, but now he is a trader, and he's going after unusual items, possibly having an unusual item be said mask. And then it's possible that this guy, or maybe even May herself, buys it off of him, or whatever it may be. She's drawn towards it, and it's a Sith artifact. She puts it on. She gets the power of the Sith. I really don't know why she's murdering Jedi. Maybe because the Sith is telling her to. I think we're getting somewhere. It's definitely a possibility, but it could just be a new Sith Lord. Like, there's so many different possibilities that it doesn't really... We're coming up with cool theories, but it's not like we're coming up with the answer, you know? Appreciate the good cause follow orders. Obviously, Subdude, what's up, says, Sidious killed Plagueis in his sleep. True, but when does that happen? Is it during the events of The Phantom Menace or after? Yeah. Fearless says, of course she's gaining power by killing Jedi. Dark side power. I guess. I meant with the Sith, they die to their apprentice, which gives them the power willingly. Oh, give them their power willingly. I'm not sure how the rule of 2 worked to Palpatine to be all the Sith. Well, it's supposed to be like all the Sith in the past live in you now. Kind of like the Avatar type deal. But that's what's explained in Rise of Skywalker, so to speak. So take that how you will. Yeah. I hate getting Maroked. Me too, Nico. Me too. What if the black figure is a prototype of Grievous? No, it's too early for that. Way too early for that. Well, the clone assassin in the Bad Batch meant something. They were the real bad. They were the really bad batch. What? They were the really bad batch? Hilarious. Revan. That's good. That's good. Lance Guy, what's up? Palpatine, Tony, what's up? Palpatine had thousands of Acolyte in a stadium watching Rey and Palpatine's fight. I know. Imagine, like, why didn't we get tickets to that? They invited all these Sith Acolytes. They could have got, like, millions of dollars. I would have paid to go watch that live. Palpatine versus Rey to secure the future of the galaxy. I want front row seats. David says, I'd be okay with that if they show Tenebris or Plagueis at the end reacting to it and using it for something. That could be the case. We could see Plagueis or Tenebris not interact with the Jedi, but we could get scenes with them. Actually, there's one scene in the trailer that wouldn't make sense for this theory. And it's in the first trailer. Actually, it's in both trailers, I believe. Yeah, it's in both trailers. Hang on. It is later on in the trailer. Oh, here we go. Right around it.
Part of a larger plan. Some sort of.
So this is what seems to be Octu. A lot of people seem to think it's Octu. I actually think it's Octu as well. But this is where May goes to talk to what we think is going to be a Sith Lord. And we don't really get a good look at the Sith.
Shift. To tip the scales.
But that's all we really get. Now, is this the same masked guy from later on? We don't know. It could be, could not be. Regardless, honestly, I don't know. Let's get close. Let's get close and personal here. The shape of his head is big. Could be a Bith. Could be Tenebris. But there's like a weird indent in his head right there. Maybe it's the mask on. I don't know. Maybe she's just going to meet the masked guy. Interesting. I don't know. So who do we think this is? Do we think this is the masked guy, or do we think it's a different character? What do we think? Is this the masked dude from the end of the trailer, or is this a new or a different Sith or a different character? Is this Tenebris or Plagueis hiding out on Octu, or is this something else? What do we think? What do we think? Zoom in. I can't because this is a trailer. Let's actually. Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Oops. What happened? What happened? There we go. I'll screenshot it and we'll zoom in. We'll zoom in. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. It's Luke Skywalker. Hilarious. He's been on Octu this entire time. Since before he was a kid. Oh, what the hell? That's not what I wanted to open. There we go. Okay. So let's take a look at this now. We zoom in here. You're not going to get much out of this zooming in. Oops. Zoom in higher up here. I mean, it looks like maybe he's wearing the same mask. It doesn't really show much at all, though. I don't know. Yeah, they clearly made it so we couldn't identify him in this trailer shot, obviously. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine for that one. But regardless, that would mean that May is going to meet somebody else. So it's unlikely that May is the Sith because she's going to meet somebody else, meaning there's at least two of them. It's getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. So there's at least two of them in this show. Yeah. Skywalker Academy says, we won't see Tenebris or Plagueis in this season. I don't know. Dinosaur, what's up? How we doing? If you can get a good show of your pick, what would it be about? Oh, that's a great question. If I were to make any Star Wars show, what would it be about? Let's ask the class. If you had the ability to work at Lucasfilm for one day in one project, and that's it, just one project, what would that be? Huh. That is tough. As much as I would love to go like, let's do Old Republic, I only get to one project. So it'd only be one Old Republic show or movie. Nick says he's got some big feet. Look at the feet. I actually agree. I thought he had big feet too. We pull up that thing again. Let's not get too off topic for a second here. We'll go back to the big feet in a second. But if I were to make one show, it might have to be a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show. Like in the early days of him starting the Jedi Temple. So it would be like right after we see him in the Book of Boba Fett training Grogu. After Grogu leaves, it would start out from there. We'd see him train his younglings, and it would end with an Order 66 type of Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren killing everybody. That would be my one thing. I think so. Omega Adventurous exploring Force sensitivity. Well, Omega's old as hell now, so you can't really do that. A Vader show. Vader show would be cool. Yeah, that would be towards the top of my list. A Rex show. Rex show would be cool. Tales of the Clones. That would be cool too. That would be cool too. No worries, Abby. I appreciate it. Oh no, Mike, please no. What? So between the end of the epilogue, oh, you're saying it would be in between the end, but we see that Omega stays there, you know? An Omega Rebellion show, that would be kind of cool. Anakin's adventures of being the father in the world between worlds. I don't know how much he's really doing there. I don't know how action-packed that would be. A Revan TV show during the Mando Wars. Again, that would be cool. Yeah, I guess that would be pretty cool. That would be cool. A Rex movie. A Rex movie would be cool. Yes, a Prime Luke would be awesome. It would. It would. Prime Luke would be fantastic. And then it would go into him training Ben and training his other apprentices and getting them all executed in like an Order 66 type style. It'd be pretty cool. I want a Palpatine show. Palpatine would be awesome. Young Palpatine would be amazing. Yeah, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. All right, well, you guys are on this. I really have to go pee. You guys stay here while I go pee? Yes? Yes? Okay, keep talking about your favorite shows or what you would want to make as a show. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Right back. Don't move. I'm back. Okay. Live action Cal Kestis. Ooh, I'd be down for that. I sprint so fast when I go there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we need more. We need a new animated show for sure. I'm sure they'll announce that very soon, though. Probably in August, I would guess, at the D23. All right, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on his feet. He does have big ass feet. You are absolutely right. Now he could just be wearing big ass shoes, but I don't know. Who has big ass feet in Star Wars? Who has big ass feet in Star Wars? What species? What species? I love the animated stuff better than the live action, to be honest. For me, I would way rather a live action show. However, I think some of the best storytelling in Star Wars is in animation. From Clone Wars to Bad Batch to Rebels, it's peak. But I would way rather a live action show, if that makes sense. I don't know. I love the animation. Don't get me wrong, I do. But I just like live action more. I don't know. It's weird. I think the Bith hat. Wait, what? It looks like a Bith head? Really? Lasat have big feet? Interesting. Jar Jar has big feet? Oh my god, it's Darth Jar Jar. No. A Lasat do have big feet. The head does kind of look big, so it could be just either as the mask on or it's, yeah. Disney doesn't seem to nail it like George does, though. What, the live action or the animation? Because both I completely disagree with. I need to go back and re-listen to Shadow of the Sith on Audible. Me too. It's been like a few years. Because, yeah, I listened to it when it first... I read it when it first came out in 2022. So it's been a few years now. Or coming up on 2 years now since I read it. Yeah. Best lightsaber fight is Maul versus Sokka in Clone Wars Season 7. That is definitely up there. It's in my top 5 for sure. But it's definitely not number 1, no. No, it is not. Oh, I just scrolled down to the bottom again. Damn it. I think we got robbed not telling Darth Talon in more in depth with Darth Maul, even though his ending was phenomenal. Yeah, Darth Maul's ending was great. It was fantastic, but a lot of people wanted to see George Lucas's sequel trilogy with Maul and with Talon. I think Darth Talon could still be brought into the equation at some point. I just don't know if they will or when they will, I guess. Yeah. Jacob says, for me, I'll tell you which one I want for Tales of the Characters. I wanted the Tales of the Bounty Hunter, which would be good for 2 characters. You could do Jango Fett and Dirge. Those are my 2 favorites. Yeah, Tales of the Bounty Hunter, you could do a lot. I would say Jango Fett's probably a good one. Boba Fett's a good one, too. Din Djarin's a good one. I mean, there's so many bounty hunters. You could go Bosk. You could go IG-11. I feel like they would want to stay more mainstream ones like Boba Fett, but just to draw in attention. But who knows what they would do? Actually, now that you bring that up, let's ask everybody, first of all, what would you want to see for the next Tales of the Blank show? I definitely want to see Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi Season 2s. But if you're going to go like Tales of the Sith, Tales of the Bounty Hunter, Tales of the Droid, Tales of the whatever, what would you choose? And I actually pulled this up on the community tab on the channel here. If I can pull that up. What the hell? Oh, there we go. And the answer was kind of crazy. 66%. So with almost 18,000 votes. With almost 20,000 votes, 66% nice says Tales of the Sith. Coincidence? I think not. But second place was Tales of the Clones at 20%. And then 9% said Tales of the Bounty Hunter and 6% said Tales of the Other. And I put Grievous there, which was pretty cool. It was a cool image of Grievous. So astoundingly, people say Tales of the Sith, which is interesting to me because almost all the Sith, except for Plagueis, Plagueis, Palpatine, and Vader, are all sort of legends. Like, those are the only canon Sith. Kind of. For right now, at least. So, to do a Tales of the Sith, you'd have to make all these characters canon first and then go back and tell stories about them. Because Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire are both very, very short. Very, very short. Tales of the Tusken Raiders, interesting. Tales of the Mandalorian, that would be pretty good. I think the Sith allow for so much creativity. Seeing how they step through time. That's true, Qui-Gon's Ghost. What's up, Qui-Gon's Ghost? But Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, or just Tales in general, are only about 15-minute episodes. So you only have 15 minutes times 3. So you only have like 45 minutes to tell a story about a Sith. And if you're telling a story about like Revan or something, you're going to want a lot more than 15 minutes. That's why when they take characters that are already very established, like Ahsoka Tano and Count Dooku, and tell a little bit more of their stories, then it makes more sense. Like if it was Palpatine and Vader as Tales of the Sith, then that would be cool because we've seen so much of Palpatine and Vader, but we want more. If that makes sense. You know? But this is actually very fascinating to me because 66, obviously, but it's very cool to see where you guys are at with this. Very, very interesting. Very. Tales of the Rebels, maybe? That would be kind of cool, too, because you can involve Omega in that. Somehow Hemlock returns? Oh, great. Yeah, great. Tales of Hemlock. Tales of the Empire could involve Hemlock. Tales of the Empire Season 2, because then you could show Hemlock, like, in the early days of him being a crazy scientist. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, before we get on out of here, because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, which is absolutely insane, let's talk the Acolyte before we get on out. So, Acolyte is coming out in less than a month as we go back to the countdown here. Go back to the countdown on StarWars.com. We have 28 days and 5 hours. So 28 days and 5 hours until the Acolyte drops, okay? Are you guys sure that's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday? Whatever. I'll take your word for it for now until I actually do the math. Regardless, we got 28 days until the Acolyte. That's it. Like, we just finished the Bad Batch last week. We just watched Tales of the Empire on Saturday. And now we only have 28 days till the next show, which is absolutely amazing. However, drop your craziest, and I mean craziest, because let's be honest, we don't really know much about this show at all. So much could possibly happen, but drop your craziest predictions in the chat, within reason. Craziest prediction in the chat about what you think is going down in the Acolyte. Who you think the Sith Lord is? Who do you think's under the mask? Which is kind of the same question. Who do you think's going to die? Who do you think's going to survive? What do you think the show's going to end up like? How do you think it's going to be 2 seasons? Blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Craziest predictions. And while you do that, we do have some other news to get to, actually. Actually, let's read this from Bespin Bulletin while you guys do that, okay? So Bespin Bulletin posted this today, actually, on their theory on what the plot of Star Wars The Acolyte could be. Okay? Everyone dies. Nice. All right, so let's read this. Let's read this. This is coming from Bespin Bulletin. Hang on, let's drag this over here. What could the plot of this show be? We are less than a month away from the next Star Wars project releasing, the live-action series The Acolyte. And with the series fast approaching, I thought it would be fun to lay out my personal speculation on what it would be for the plot. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Again, this is just a theory post, so here we go. The murder of Master Indara. Boom. Start with a bang. Let's go. The latest trailer begins with Daphne Keen's Jackie, whatever. Revealing that a Jedi has been murdered. It's later said by Charlie Bennett's Yord Fondar that Jedi are being hunted. So who's the murderer and who's hunting the Jedi? The trailers have pulled no punches in showing us that the series lead, May, who's played by Amanda Steinberg, is looking to take down at least one Jedi. Indara, played by Carrie-Anne Moss. And I believe that May will succeed in her endeavor, and it will happen in the first episode of the series. So if you guys watched The Phantom Menace in the theaters, you saw the clip between May and Master Indara when they fought inside the cantina, and it looked like May was trying to kill Master Indara. Now, Bespin is saying that she was successful and killed the Jedi Master, which would be absolutely wild. And actually, this scene right here may be indicative of that, because this does look like the same location, just at night. If you look here, boom, this is daytime, this is nighttime. Hold up. Wait a minute. We might be onto something here. They might be onto something here. I just don't see her dying in the first episode. I don't know about that one. Alex, what's up? How we doing? What's up? What do we think? Do you think Master Indara is going to die in the first episode? This is her fighting her in the cantina. And this looks like the same location, just at nighttime. And this is a seeming to be dead Jedi on the ground. Jacob says, I'm excited for the Wookiee Jedi. Me too. Me too. What's his name? I forget his name. Okay. So these two images above are obviously in the same location. All right. Most shots we've seen of Indara have all been from the cantina that May attacks her in. She's been spotted in other scenes which appear to be flashbacks, as Lee Jiang-cha's Soul character appears in those scenes with shorter hair. And the trailer also tells us that he takes a young May, or is it, under his tutelage when he sports this haircut, telling us that the flashbacks will not be a time jump forward in time. Oh, they're flashbacks, not forward in time. This is why I believe that May will succeed in killing Indara in the very first episode. So we see her again, but this is a flashback. She's younger, he's younger. This is a flashback. So it is possible that she could die in the first episode. The Wookiee Jedi's name is Kelnaka. Kelnaka, nice. Nice. Appreciate it. From there, we know that the Jedi will embark on an investigation as to who murdered Indara and why they're hunting down Jedi. From official released images, we know that a lot of the second episode will take place in a town in which we see Soul and the other Jedi investigating, and actually leads to Soul facing off against May as she asks who trained her. What? But if he took in young May as a Padawan, wouldn't he know who she is? Well, yeah. Does he ask who trained her in the trailer? Hang on. We gotta go back to the trailer. One sec. Is this the first trailer or the second trailer he's talking about? Does he say who trained you in the trailer? When they fight? Hang on. Here we go.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
He didn't say anything there. Maybe it's the new trailer. Hang on. Maybe it's the new one.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I don't know about that. I don't think he says that. I don't think he says that. Regardless, let's go back. Okay, who is May? In the trailer, we hear a voice over of Soul where he says that she was his student and that he wants to be the one to bring her in. We assume that he is talking about May. May must make an escape from the from coming up against Soul in the town, as eventually Soul and a handful of Jedi end up in a forest location where we see May put a blade to Janki's throat. That's not in the same location though, is it? And the Jedi come into contact with the mysterious masked Sith that wields a red lightsaber. This implies to us that May isn't the masked Sith our Jedi come face to face with. I agree. I don't think May is under that mask. It's probably somebody she's working with. Now we've seen shots of May approaching an unknown character on the rocks, likely to be the Sith in the trailer. So yeah, that's likely to be the same character there. Yeah. Oh, this is in the same forest, but is it? I don't know. It's a lot darker when they fight the Sith, so maybe it's not. But I don't know. Looks like she also has binders there. Is she trying to handcuff her, or has she been brought in? Ooh, maybe Soul captured her and put her in handcuffs, and then she escapes. Maybe. All right, let's keep scrolling past here. I want to get to the next part here. So who is the Sith Lord? This is what we all came here to talk about. So back in the forest, who is the Sith Lord we see talking to Soul? As I mentioned, I don't think it's May. She's taking on the other girl. I think it's this masked Sith is somebody that May works with or for, as we saw her standing behind the mysterious individual in other shots. I think this character isn't even a Sith master. Interesting. I think it is a Sith apprentice, and here's why. The series creator Leslie Headland once explained the title of the show. There's a concept of an acolyte, which is underneath apprentice. So that is where I got the title from. So there's a master and apprentice there's a master and an apprentice, the masked Sith and an acolyte, being May. So May is the acolyte, and the apprentice of a Sith is this masked person here, is what they're saying. Think of like Asajj Ventress in the Clone Wars, and Palpatine was the master, Dooku was the apprentice, and Ventress was the acolyte. That's actually a really good way to look at it. So Ventress is the acolyte in this scenario, May is the acolyte in the scenario, and this right here is the apprentice, leaving the door open for Tenebris or Plagueis. Interesting. So who's under the mask? I don't know. I know some think that it could be Manny Jankiao's Kimir, or Quimir, whatever, a former smuggler who's now a traitor, due to the rumors of him playing two versions of the same character in the line from the trailer where he said the Jedi justified the galactic dominance in the name of peace. But peace is a lie. It is told it could also be David Harwood, who was cast in an unknown role. Harwood is best known for starring in Supergirl as the Martian Manhunter. He has a great voice, something that is really benefits portraying a character behind a mask. Could be. How will it end? We won't get into how it will end because we don't really care too much because they have no idea. Regardless, that's who they think this Sith Lord could be. It might be the apprentice of Plagueis and or Tenebris. And that would make the Acolyte be May. And that actually makes the most sense. That's what I think. I mean, it does make sense because the show is titled The Acolyte, but it still doesn't at all identify who this Sith is. At all, in the slightest. Jedi Geek, what's up? How we doing? So, needless to say, 2 hours and 6 minutes into the stream, we do not know who's under the mask. And we won't find out for at least another 28 days. And even then, we still might not find out for a long time. Now, it's likely that it's just the apprentice, but I feel like that will still have to be a very, 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 very important character, as they're supposed to beat 7 Jedi. And we've seen apprentices be extremely important characters before. Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous. Actually, General Grievous is probably an acolyte. And so is General Grievous is probably just a lightsaber-wielding cyborg type, whatever. Regardless, we've seen many, many important apprentices before. So if it's Plagueis' apprentice or Tenebris' apprentice, it'll still be very, very important. Indeed. Jedi Geek says, I'm doing good. Are you excited for the Acolyte? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It could also be said about Vader and Sidious in the 1,000 Inquisitors, LOL. Yeah, that's true. The Inquisitors are technically acolytes of the Sith. True. Fearless says, that's what I've been saying the entire stream and nobody wants to listen to me. Sorry, Fearless. I'm listening to you now. Senator Chris says, talk about weird times. I just started work at midnight tonight and tomorrow. What? You start work at midnight? The Acolyte drops at 10:30 a.m. Australian Central Time. Nice. That helps me. I'm excited to see Trinity do some Jedi Matrix Kung Fu stuff. Yeah, me too. Carrie Ann Moss. I wonder if she will die in the first episode. That's kind of a crazy theory. Yeah. Jacob says that it would be really cool to see the backstory of General Grievous before he became a robot-like alien. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I mean, he has a cool backstory, but it's not technically canon stuff yet. That's true. That is true. Do you think we will see Yoda in the Acolyte? I think he'll make an appearance. I definitely think he'll make an appearance. For sure. Yeah. All right, let's end this poll. As 55% of you, let's see if the math is mathing, 55% of you say you think it is a new Sith, 19% still think it's Plagueis, 15% still think it's Tenebris, and only 9% think it's that other dude. Interesting. Nestor says, I stumbled onto this stream and your channel, and now you have a new subscriber. I enjoy these discussions. I appreciate that, Nestor. I really, really do. And if you guys are not subscribed, obviously hit that subscribe, hit that like, and all that other stuff. I appreciate all of you guys more than you will ever know. Who is Quimir? Oh, we went over this for a little bit here. He's just this retired smuggler character. And now, where is he? Oh, right there. He's just this retired smuggler character that is very intriguing Very intriguing. Well, I appreciate all of you guys way more than you will ever know. This was an amazing stream. An amazing stream. Qui-Gon's Ghost just subscribed too. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys. If you are not yet in the Discord, there's a Discord in the description below. Fully free Discord. Go join that. And if you want to become a member, it's only 99 cents. It's the lowest tier. I appreciate all of you more than you will ever know. I am going to get out of here, though, because it's been over 2 hours. I don't know how time flies that quickly. But regardless, watch out for a video tomorrow in a live stream on Thursday and every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of your lives. You like me a good Discord? Yeah, go join the Discord in the description below if you have not yet. But yes, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of your lives, we will be live streaming, of course. And yeah. Yeah. When do I stream? Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So same time as today. I will be on Thursday, and I will be on Saturday. Indeed. All right. I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to get on out of here. Smash a like if you have not yet. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. And may the force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. I appreciate every last one of you more than you will ever know. Wow, that rhymed so well. Don't worry about it, Jay. I appreciate you. Yeah, watch out for a video tomorrow. I can't wait for this Acolyte show to come out. In episode 16 of the Bad Batch is tomorrow. Just kidding. LOL. Bad Batch was great. It had a great ending. I'm not too upset about it. But I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. And good night, everybody.